quorum, so. Okay, good. I guess we're ready to go. Let me just click there. I guess we'll call the meeting to order. I guess the first thing on is the adoption of the agenda. Everyone has a copy of that. If it's fine, I need a mover to adopt the agenda. Bill, seconder, Jim, all in favor? Carried.
Yes.
Disclosure of pecuniary interest. Does any of the board members have anything they need to declare? Seeing none, we go on to the minutes. Everyone has had a copy of the minutes sent to them. Any errors or omissions on the minutes? Any discussion? If not, I need a mover to adopt the minutes as circulated and printed. Jim, seconder Bill, all in favor? That's carried. Business arising from the minutes. Any discussion, anything we need to talk about? Go ahead, Jim.
I'd just like to follow up on item 5, I believe it was, in regards to the 50-50 money. I think Jessica was going to look into that and get back to us.
Yeah.
Who the winner was and what the dollar amount was.
Yeah. Jessica's not online yet, so we may have to put that on hold until she gets here to answer that, Jim, if that's all right.
Yep.
Okay. We'll note it in the minutes so that it doesn't get forgot. Anything else from the minutes? Seeing none. Financials, there was none sent to us. I don't think there's any change much from the last ones we saw, of course, because the arena's not operating, but anything to talk about there? Any discussions? Go ahead. Oh, I think you're muted. Okay, yeah. No. No. I think we lost her.
Coming into my office, her audio doesn't work.
Okay, good.
That's okay. I'll switch you spots. Okay. Sorry, technical difficulties. I just had a quick update about the interest on the reserves relating to the arena that contains the craft hockey bill money. So we went back and we actually found a resolution from when that reserve was set up in 2023 and found that that reserve should have interest allocated. So we did get a reserve transfer approved for the 23 and 24 interest to catch that up, which was about $24,000. And then we are also going to be allocating interest for 25. We're wrapping up our year end now. And then it will be the same going forward. So it's the average reserve balance, and then we take the average interest rate earned over our investments and apply that to that reserve.
Okay, good. That's good information to have. So good. Appreciate you doing that. Any questions? Jim, go ahead.
So that's $24,000 interest earned on the $250,000 since invested.
So that's actually the 250,000 plus the I believe it's 150,000 contributed by the municipality of West Elgin. So 24,000 was the reserve transfer that we were catching up for 23 and 24. Now I'm not sitting in front of my own computer, but I believe it's about, I want to say about 9,000 to 11,000 for 25, and it will just we'll be adding year over year on that as well. So I can circulate exact numbers when I get back to my desk.
Thank you.
Good. Appreciate that. Okay. Answer your question, Jim?
Yes.
Okay, good.
For the moment.
Okay, good. I appreciate that. Any other questions on the financials? Being none, we're going to new business. Skating club update. Jim, I guess, go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. The registration is open. We do have registration in all programs at the moment, and hopefully to get everything to the max of each of the programs. We have our coaches in place and looking forward to another busy, successful season starting in next month.
Okay, thanks, Jim. Any questions for Jim? Seeing none, I guess we go on to minor hockey update. Jessica's not here, so I don't think we can probably do much with that one. Staff operation update. I don't know who wants to take the lead. Adam, Terry, whoever. Go ahead, Jenna.
Right now, the boards have all been installed. We've got a little bit of work left outside the boards. We've got some areas that have to be filled in after the removal of the old boards and the install of the new ones. There's certain areas that need some construction work done, and then hopefully we'll be putting down some flooring prior to ice install this year. So there's yet a lot of work yet to be done, hopefully in the next month, and plan on startup for August 31st and first skate September 14th, as long as everything goes well.
Look a lot different in there with the new boards and benches and everything. Should be
Sure does.
Yeah. Go ahead, Bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. A couple things, Adam. First, are you happy with the install? Things look good?
Yeah, it's a definite improvement.
They've done the job that they promised they would do?
Yep.
Okay. And then second to that, as we build up towards August 31st and being ready for ice, I wonder if maybe getting some photos of the progression from this point to the end of the month might be worth putting on social media just to let the community see what's been going on.
Yeah, I did take a few photos throughout the process, just here and there. So I can definitely send them over to Jenna and she can throw a few on, and I'll get a couple current ones to show what it currently looks like, and hopefully a few before ice actually gets installed.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Good idea. Good idea, Bill. Anything else? Anything else for Adam?
I'll just add on to that as well, just to let everybody know that the grant was submitted last week. I believe it was August 6th. We had that in before the deadline. So thank you to Emma for a lot of her help with that as well, and to Adam for his input for everything that we needed. So now it's going to just be a waiting game to hear back. I know the last one, it took about 8 months, I want to say 7 or 8 months to have an answer. So in the meantime, I'll work with Jenna and we'll get a communication out, which can include a lot of those pictures as well to show the progress where we're at right now, what we'll be working on in the immediate future, and then that we have submitted the grant and now we are, asking for of course, a little more patience so that we can hopefully receive a grant. And then if not, we'll go from there.
Okay. Thanks, Terry, for your update. Any questions to Terry? Seeing none. That's good. I think hopefully that grant's successful. You never know with those. Of course, you do the best job you can getting it in and wait, hope for the best. So good. The next thing on the agenda is vending machine. I don't know who's going to run with that one.
I can do that one.
Okay, Janet, go ahead.
So this was kind of more for just, I have gotten some calls from various people on minor hockey, and I believe that they've been discussing adding a vending machine to the arena. My understanding is that they would then be profiting from any of the money that's made on said vending machine. So I kind of just wanted to present that to the board and kind of hear what Jess knows about that and what their plan is regarding that. What they'll be putting inside it, that kind of thing. I mean, I think it's a great idea, but I also think it's important that the board decide if that works and where we would put all of said supplies that would go in it and kind of that. So I just wanted to see what others' thoughts were on that.
Okay. Go ahead, Jim.
Quick question in regards to profits proceeds. Do they
Mhm.
go to the municipality or to minor hockey?
My understanding is that this would be minor hockeys. That is, but again, I kind of wanted to run that by Jess because I think she knows more than me. I've just received a bunch of phone calls of people asking if there was certain protocol they had to follow. So on our end, there's not, but we obviously need to have it like officially approved by the board before it happens. So,
If vending machines are installed, is there any compensation to the arena itself, the municipality, for leasing an area, we'll say, for these units?
mm,
Right
um,
now, we don't have a policy or anything like that in place. This is, I think, to my understanding, since I've been here anyway, this is the first time I've been approached to have something like this. So, I can look, like we can certainly do some digging other municipalities, other arenas to see if they have a policy or anything in place that would provide any kind of compensation back to the municipality if certain user groups are putting in vending machines.
Just appears to be a little bit lopsided here.
Go ahead, Bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I can certainly appreciate your perspective on that, Jim, but my thought on this is, first of all, that West Lorne Minor Hockey is offering to provide a service at the arena that currently does not exist. So as long as they're willing to accept full responsibility for this machine and perhaps sign an indemnity agreement that if there's damage to the machine that West Elgin won't be held liable. And on top of that, perhaps there's also an opportunity for West Elgin Skating Club to provide a similar sort of service so that they can also benefit. As long as they're providing a service that's not there and it's not costing taxpayers any money, I certainly see the value in it.
Adam, go ahead.
So years ago, we did have a Coke machine and a Powerade machine just inside the main area. Those were the municipality's agreement with Coke. They came, filled them. I believe we got minimal revenue out of them. I don't believe it amounted to too much. But they were responsible for the machines, for filling, all that. We just provided the place for them to plug them in. I believe from discussion before with Jess, the idea was for them to purchase a vending machine. They would stock it and everything. It would be nothing to do with municipality other than providing the space for them to offer those items inside the vending machine. I believe it was just going to be snacks, similar to what they sold on the weekend in the concession, so that they didn't have to man the concession area as much as what they did previously during games. So that was kind of to avoid having staff or volunteers selling products. So I don't know where it's at with Jess and the minor hockey now. So that's kind of where it sits, I believe.
Well, I kind of agree with Bill that it's nice to get something there for the people to use, but you have no problem with it, Adam, as long as you can find a place to put it.
Yeah, as long as the municipality is not responsible for product, storing product, filling the machine, yeah, I would prefer to have somewhat of a say in what is sold in the
Yeah.
machine so that we're not cleaning up stuff that we really don't want in the building per se. So, but yeah, I think there'd be also a desire for some kind of um, beverage machine, whether it be a Powerade or whatever type of machine they now provide for ice recreation areas, other than just the water fountain.
I think it's a good idea to see what kind of policies other arenas have and check into that. And it's unfortunate Jess isn't here, but I guess it's something we don't have to do this meeting. We could probably catch it 1st of September and give us a bit of time if that's all right. I don't think we need a motion. It's just a direction for staff to look into it. If Terry agrees with me on that.
It's good, valid information. Thank you.
Okay.
Yep.
Good. Not anything else on that item? If not, we go on to the ice rental agreement. Jen, are you going to run with that?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, so just another updated copy. Adam and I did some editing, some combining and condensing. We just want to make it more user friendly, so there's less things for people to read through and sign, and that it's pretty straightforward, as there was like a lot of repetition on the two documents. So this is more of a condensed, finalized version. You'll see the one area is highlighted because Adam and myself would like the board to kind of decide on that section, and what our thoughts are, as I know he wants to start booking people in soon. So we kind of need to make some official decisions on like what we're doing with that. And yeah, if just the board has any other critiques, anything you notice, it's hard when I've looked at it a lot. So if anybody sees anything that we maybe haven't, yeah, just let us know.
Any comments, questions? Adam, go ahead first.
So in regards to the highlighted section, years past, in the last, say, 4 or 5 years, anyone who has a majority of users are under the age of 16 has qualified for the minor sports rate. In the wording, most of those users would not qualify for that rate. They would have to pay the normal primetime rate. I just want clarification on what the board would prefer. Do we want to specify that as long as the majority of skaters are youth, they get the youth rate? If so, we would eliminate this eligibility for minor teams section.
Any comments, questions, remarks? Bill? No. Or Jim?
No, not at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. I guess what Adam, if I'm understanding you right, you're kind of feeling this is a little bit too restrictive that we've got, and you'd like to go back to the original.
Yeah. Well, in the past, I've been instructed to offer the youth rate to anybody that really has majority of youth skaters. And I've had positive feedback from that. And we've had a lot of rentals who have benefited from that rate. Now, this coming ice season, there isn't really the openings to allow for your one-off kind of birthday party rentals that would probably receive that rate. So the majority of our ice time this year, I don't really see it playing a factor too awful much, with like your one-off rentals benefiting from a lower rate. The one group that I kind of am slotting in more so this year is a St. Thomas Panthers group, and they would qualify for that rate anyways. So groups that have organization that has meetings and stuff like that, they're obviously going to qualify for the rate that minor hockey and skating club receive as it is. So I don't really see it playing out too much. And all it is we're leaving a few dollars on the table if we do follow it as it's written. And if we're not going to, I suggest eliminating it out of the ice user policy.
Okay. Bill, Jim, go ahead, Jim.
Would it be something we could leave as is for this season and see what takes place next year and revisit it? Just an idea.
So are you saying to leave it like it is written now, or leave it like we have been doing it in the past, Jim?
Even though it's been written this way, Jim,
Yep.
we haven't really been following that rule.
Okay.
That's the issue I have is if we're going to have it written, I'm going to start following the rule. And if you guys don't want that and you want to give the break to the youth groups, like I have the last few years, then let's proceed doing that and carry forward, but just eliminate the wording.
Okay. Well, I think it's important to help out the youth. Obviously, they're going to grow up someday to be adults and bring back their youth. So if it's not too much of a deal, I guess just follow as you have been, but just kind of change the wording.
That sounds good to me.
Yep. Bill, you're pleased with that?
Yep.
Yeah. So am I. So we'll take that out and go back to what our original, or what we were doing in previous years. Okay.
It works.
Okay. It works. Yeah. Anything else on the ice user policy? I did take a couple of reads through it. It looked good to me. Jim, go ahead.
I did notice the ice rentals for us is still at the 159. Is that correct? Or did we? I know we talked about a ice increase.
Yeah, I think Emma can maybe speak to that, Jim, to kind of give some clarification on what we're gonna do moving forward with the rates.
So I do know that we are taking a holistic look at all the fees and charges we were charging throughout the municipality. We were going to take a look at that in the fall for upcoming 2027. However, I know that the seasons for the arena kind of start in the fall. So if you'd like to, propose direction for us to take an earlier price increase for fees for the arena earlier, that is an option that we can do as well. But currently, we were going to take a look in the fall for January for all our other fees.
I believe Mr. Chair brought to the attention of the board, I think it was the May 20th meeting, of a potential 3% increase. We as a skating club kind of based our registration this year on that increase. So we've already got that in place, but I didn't see it increased from the 159 by additional 3%. So I was a little confused on that. I did note that I did not see a motion that we went forward with the 3%. So I'm a little bit confused there. I kind of thought it was in place.
So I don't think we were aware of any motion or direction to bring that forward, which I think is why.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll apologize, Jim, because I know I was on that meeting and then I went back and there was no formal motion. If that is the direction of the board, I can certainly bring a fees and charges specifically for the arena to council in September. I believe September 10th, without having a calendar directly in front of me. I think the 10th is our first meeting, and I can certainly bring those forward. I know it's kind of retroactive, but I can put the bylaw, we can put it in place for the 2026/2027 season.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know we talked to our treasurer and we kind of figured the 3% was going to be
Yeah.
in there.
And that
So,
makes sense. Certainly, as we all know that prices are going up for absolutely everything, so it makes sense to have the fees. And I know that 3% was discussed when we Jen and I looked back in the watched the video. But yes, there
yep.
was no formal motion put together, but it's still kind of I'll take that for staff that dropping the ball on that. But yeah, well, we can certainly bring that forward to West Elgin Council in September to get the proper fees in place for the 26-27 fee or season.
I did bring to the attention of our treasurer secretary, maybe this year, if we're going to leave the rate as it was, we would just reduce our registration fee
Mhm.
and give some compensation back to people who've already registered. But we're just kind of sitting tight on what direction we're going to go yet. So,
Do we know what minor hockey was doing? Does anybody know for their fees? I know it's hard to know without Jess here, and we can always reach out to her on the side.
well, I think the
No,
registrations are up on their website, so I guess if we looked at that, we would know whether they increased or not.
Okay.
I do know they increased one category,
Okay.
but I can't totally speak for them. No. Your thoughts, Mr. Chair? Sorry, throw back at
Well,
you. I know we talked about.
I've always been a believer in trying to raise rates a little every year instead and prevent getting a real big one down the road. But I don't blame staff. I think maybe I have to take some. We discussed it, but there was no motion made. So I guess if it's whatever the board wants to do, I don't think it would be unrealistic to do it now because they were made aware that it may happen. But I don't know, Bill, what's your feeling?
Less is more.
Doesn't really answer my question. What's your feeling? Do you want to put it up or do you want to leave it like it is?
That's a politician, Mr. Bill. I have no problem either way. If you want to leave it the way it is, and we'll bite the bullet next time, if there is a next time.
So why don't I reach out to Jess then, and I'll see if they did all of their fees by the 3% or how they went about determining their fees. And then if they didn't, perhaps Jim, then we'll just keep them as is, and then you can work with your team to do the reimbursement. We'll look into that. We'll get a hold of Jess this week, and then we can send out a follow-up email to everybody. And then one thing I was chatting with Emma a couple days ago, like for me, it would make sense that perhaps in June we do a bylaw for fees and charges specifically for arena, since the arena does operate different than normal fees and charges where they, as Emma indicated, they start in the fall and go to the spring.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to me anyway, to do that perhaps in June. Does that work for you guys, Jim? I know you guys open up your registration in the summer.
Yep. Well,
Okay.
to be fair with everyone, we skating club, we have to hire coaches, which is
Right.
different than minor hockey. So they're on contract through Skate Canada. All their credentials have to be met, so on and so forth. So we always try to give our coaches a little bit of a compensation increase each year because of price of gas and they're driving in from other centers.
Right.
So we figured the 3% into the registration. Plus, we're paying a bit more for the coaches just to offset their expenses.
Right.
So we may very well just leave the 3% alone, but I just wanted to bring it to for discussion because I thought it was already in place. So I'm okay either way.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll
But if you can find out, I would greatly
I
appreciate it.
I will for sure. We'll reach out to Jess and we'll find out how they structured their fees this year, and then we can just send an email to the board for an update.
So if we backtrack, we could get a big hit in years to come.
Yeah, and we don't want to see that. I think that's what Councillor Denning was alluding to with the less is more. That if we do just a little bit here and there,
Yeah.
and not a massive increase, because that hurts the pocketbooks.
So
I know the registration fees are not cheap, so to do it just little by little makes more sense.
So just
Adam, you had your hand up. Go ahead.
Just to clarify things, we, the skating club, did increase our registration by the 3%.
Okay. Yep.
Right? Just be fair to everybody.
Yeah.
We're going to have to know shortly because I'm going to be making ice contracts and they will have to be signed prior to our next meeting. So we're going to have to make a decision on what that rate will be before I go and make all these ice contracts.
Okay.
Okay.
Guess if Terry has time to talk to Jess, can we just do that by an email for now and bring it back to the next
Absolutely.
meeting?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's no problem.
Yep. Okay.
So everyone knows where the skating club is right now. We did increase our registration by a
Yep.
bit to kind of offset potential expenses going forward. So
Adam, go ahead.
we'll look good in the next 2 years.
Just with the ice rental policy, I want to highlight the chart that we've come up with. Everybody is okay with that chart that we're going to go through and rent to each tier as we have ice. Tier 1, minor hockey and skating club have already submitted their ice requests for the most part. I have slotted that into a temporary schedule and have now reached out to tier 2 groups, seasonal youth groups such as the Panthers. They have requested 6 hours of ice time for every week of the season, just like minor hockey and skating club has. And then I will reach out to any other groups to fill in any additional time slots that we can. That's the process we're going with moving forward?
That's my understanding. Bill and Jim can comment if they like, but
So I think we're okay with that.
Just
Yep.
It's going to bump a few of our groups that haven't been seasonal ice users in the past, but it's going to maximize our schedule, which ultimately is what I believe I should be doing.
And all schedules start at 5 p.m. Is that correct, Adam?
Pardon me?
All schedules, ice for us is start at 5 o'clock for minor hockey and the skating club.
Through the week, yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Adam, do you want us to go ahead
Excuse me.
and adopt this seasonal ice policy with the change that we talked about? And so it's formal.
Yeah, I would really appreciate that
Okay.
because I believe I'm going to get some feedback on some groups that aren't seasonal ice users, and they're going to have to choose other additional or optional time slots that they aren't normally offered throughout the previous years.
So then I guess what we're looking for is a motion to adopt the ice time user policy with that minor change. We talked about the eligibility for minor teams. And so if that's fine, I'll need a mover and a seconder to do that. Okay, Bill moved it. Jim seconded it. All in favor? Carried. That's good. Gives Adam some authority to do that. Is there anything else we need to talk about?
I had one request from a random user asking about Live Barn. I have no previous experience with Live Barn. I'm sure none of you have either. It is kind of a online platform for parents, grandparents being able to watch their grandchild or parent or kid play hockey from afar through live streaming. Now, my brief research, it tracks stats and stuff like that. It's more related for AAA, junior hockey kind of thing. I was approached by a parent in the community, and I said I would bring it up. I looked into it. There are no real local arenas that are part of this. I believe there is fees to go along with it. So I know nothing more than just that.
Jim, go ahead.
Question to everyone, would this not come into potential situation of video conflict, getting consent from parents and their children to be videoed, to be sent afar out of the cyberspace? I do
I
know
think you
that
could
there,
definitely raise some concerns, Jim.
Yep.
That's where my mind is also going.
Yep.
I have heard of it in other centers of knowing different friends that have watched hockey game their kids. I can imagine there is most definitely cost to it, plus having the cameras itself. So certainly something we would have to look into with budget but also, yes, the consent, we would have to have proper signage up that there is video happening. So I think it'd be a lot more than just putting up the camera and hitting go.
yes, I know Skate Canada is very strict on those policies.
Yes.
And we have to get consent as well at a skating club level, just to cover everybody, protect everybody. It's just the way of the world, unfortunately. I know grandparents like to see their kids skate, grandchildren, so on and so forth, but yeah, it's a strange environment. That would be my concern.
Yeah, I'd have trouble supporting it without getting some more information on it, and maybe it's something we look at down the road. Minor hockey should be involved, and probably the skating club. I think that should be something that is done at time of registration, so that they've got documentation that they approve it before we actually go anywhere with it. But I know it's used a lot for AAA and stuff. Anyways, I think that's something we should just leave for now and get some more information if there's any other further requests on it. Maybe talk to Jess and see what her feeling is. Go ahead, Jim.
Maybe there could be a minimum age requirement to allow something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like age 16 and above or something like that. Organizations such as, just a thought.
Well, I think we need more information.
Yep.
Bill, any comments, Bill? Yeah.
I just wanted to up for discussion to see your thoughts. I'm not on board with it, to be honest, but for a small town arena, it's not necessarily the benefits of what the program offers isn't really in our scope of what we're trying to do, providing youth sports.
I think I agree with Adam on that. So we've discussed it, and it's not going to go ahead at this time by the sounds of it. If we can get more information, maybe we can discuss it in the future. But for now, I don't think there's support. Okay. Anything else?
You need a motion to table that?
Carrie, do we need a motion to table that?
I don't think so. If the board truly wants us to investigate this more, then we could take a motion for directing staff to look into it. But the consensus I'm getting is it's just not something of interest at right now.
I
think that's what I would say. Let's leave it for now, and I wouldn't have staff spend a lot of time. I think they got enough other things to do to keep busy. So, if there's more requests come in the future, then we can always reconsider it.
I agree. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody's happy with that?
Yep.
Anything else while we're here? Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, I'm pretty nosy this morning, aren't I? In regards to the letter was sent out for sponsoring ice on the public skating. Has there been any feedback yet on who's been booking those slots? Or are they all open at the moment?
Yeah, I can speak to that, Jim, if you'd like. Yeah, so I have, I want to say I have Christmas and March break already spoken for, and then I have the first four skates spoken for, and then one more. So
So
10 to 15 spoken for,
okay.
maybe,
So
but lots of openings. Yeah.
the first four Saturdays are already booked?
Yes, and I did that because I knew last year there was maybe some issues with that, and we ended up having to sponsor some of them as they didn't get filled. So what
Okay,
I did was the first people that came in is I put them straight away just to ensure that the first ones are filled. Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. But I'm also flexible with like moving different groups around. They didn't really request certain dates. I
Okay,
just put them in there. Yeah.
we have a skating club meeting coming up, so it'll be
Okay.
definitely on our agenda.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Chances are we will take part.
Great.
Okay, good. Go ahead, Adam.
Just to kind of piggyback off of that, I did reach out to a sign guy to get an idea of what cost would be associated with advertising on the boards. We do have a waiting list for wall advertising, and I'm trying to avoid getting it too awful busy on the walls. So I believe in our fees and charges bylaw, there is board advertising as an option. So I had reached out, and cost for advertising on the boards would be a 1 year time span because the wrap itself would only last a year. Um, so to make the sign itself would be around $175 installed, but that would be the to that would be to the user or the advertiser themselves, and then pay I think it's a $500 fee. I'm not sure. We'll have to check on that one. Is an option for these additional companies to advertise in our arena and bring in additional revenue for us. So hopefully we're going to be sending out info to all those groups for this coming ice season to along with their invoices, I would imagine. Right, Jenna?
Yep. Yep.
So,
Go ahead, Jim.
Along that line, Adam, with the new construction of the new boards, of course, is everything compatible to work with securing such as that, the signage to that puck board and the wrap, or to
yeah,
protect
so
the sign?
we went with just the normal version of boards, right? We chose not to go with the Lexan sections. So the wrap itself would be similar to what they installed during Craft Hockeyville. It's just a thin sticker that goes on the face of the boards. It will get marked up. It will get cut, but it should last the season, but not really any additional time. So that's why I would suggest a 1 year lifespan on that stuff. And then they'd have to re-up if they wanted to go again.
Okay.
Is it hard to get that old one off at the end of the year, Adam? Is that something?
As long as it's not cut up too much, but it peels off fairly easily.
Okay. I don't see a problem with going ahead with that. I guess it's in our policy now, so it's there. So it's just a matter of Adam going ahead and seeing if he can generate a little extra revenue for us there. So that's fine. I don't think we need a direction or motion or anything. Okay. Anything else? I guess nothing else. Then I need a motion to adjourn the meeting. Need a mover and seconder. Moved by Bill, seconded by Jim. All in favor? That's carried. Okay, good. Thanks, everyone. We'll
Thanks, Ken.
see you